How would you know what a tree or the sky is without memory? Do you really know what a tree or the sky or love is? All you can do is describe with more words the weight of the trunk or the fluid patterns of bark or long, lithe branches reaching and leaves falling. Or perhaps create a painting or a song or a dance or a single violin note at midnight that would break my heart with your beauty. But we can never know what a tree is or the sky or love is, as they only are when named. What would you be without memory? How substantial is memory? How substantial are you? Do you really know what you are or if? The winds of unknowing blow right through the tallest trees and the strongest mountains. Ideas like time and space and endless sky are painted with wind in wind, blowing the heart out of love and the you out of you. Not even an empty silhouette remains, not even an echo. The known world seems like a dream. Cloud castles dissolving, words unravel into meaningless sounds as the sky and the tree tops dance and the morning dove sings. Asking why assumes another path, a choice and a chooser. There never is other, so there really is no this. There cannot be a why, a when, a how, or a who, as there is no other time or place or lover. Self is the assumption of other, and neither can be found or lost. That I am a story is a story. That this is a fairy tale of wonder is an illusion. Illusion is illusion. Edgeless, shimmering transparency, this hush of unknowing overflows and erases the banks of knowing, pours through our hands, our hearts, as it erases all sound and silence. Love sings in this canyon of echoes. We are the unsung music of tears cascading through their own wetness, flying through forever and never, and erasing time and space, emptying even the vastness and absence of emptiness. We find ourselves in the eyes of our imaginary lovers. They are everywhere. They are everyone. There is a look we recognize, the cry of aloneness and the longing for love. This broken-hearted beauty is us. It is our shared humanness. It is love. How could you be apart from this obvious aliveness, this unowned, centerless, sensuous, seamless, edgeless, ungraspable aliveness, easefully appearing and dissolving without ever actually appearing or not? Soaring, weightless, feathered softness through softness, a lullaby of a dream of love dreaming, this breath, this imaginary heartbeat of existence, is the song of this and that. And the lone cry of the morning dove pouring through the silent scales of evening, a song of empty hearts longing to be filled, yet all is overflowing, bursting, even your aloneness, even the sigh of your distant shadow echoing the night. Simply this wondrous lyrical tapestry weaving and unweaving itself into this lush and vivid music, into this brush of infinite colors, into silky, glistening threads dissolving into an image of a watercolor dream within a dream of light and dark and colors, a ballet of bejeweled wonder flying through the prism of your undeniable beauty. This elusive, all-encompassing love and long, slow notes of the softening rain echoing in your footfalls, dissolving into endless reflections, sky blooming and wilting into sky. Fire and ice tear the curtains off your eyes, and lightning rips open your heart. Thunder rolls through the sky and mountains and the very fabric of your being, and you fall, and you fall, and you crash through infinite mirrors, every shard reflecting the music of your life. shattering the razor edge of time and space and meaning, and love peels off the skin of words, of sound, of echoes, of nothing at all. A song without voices pierces deeply in places we cannot find, as we are this seamless, elusive aliveness that feels like love, a single note suspended within and without these consonants and vowels and the imaginary spaces in between us. If I call this a dream of apparent imaginary personas in an apparent imaginary dream of apparent imaginary things and apparent imaginary space, well, that would imply that there is a real dream and a real world and real lovers dancing. The story is no longer believed, as there is no one to believe it or take it personally or impersonally, or identify with belief or thought or feeling. Even calling these reactions feelings or reactions is just a name. Life feels like a fluid landscape where ideas of things may swirl into stories, but they are unowned. There is no one to own them except a name that there is no one to identify with. No self or other can be found, nor anything called love or joy or happiness or sorrow or despair. Hope and fear are gone. Is this a calm inside a storm when there is no inside or out? This feels more like an all-embracing, super-saturated sweep of love has erased all knowing, all imaginary lines, an edgeless embrace from the inside and out and middle. There appears to be a dancer in this dance, but there is not. It is all dance, and yes, truly, it is not anything or nothing at all. Not even love. I am the song of life, of love, of nothing at all. Breathless as your beauty flows through me, as us, as love cascades through the imaginary spaces in between us, in this scintillating dance of space in space. Tides of joy and sorrow coalesce, leaving not even an echo of wholeness, in the dream of wind soaring effortlessly through wind. There is no other, so there is no this, and without two or one or none, there is no place to begin or arrive. There is no path and no one to traverse imaginary distances between everywhere and nowhere, or from falsehood to truth, or from real to unreal, or to an imaginary condition called freedom. That there are no things or non-things or time or timelessness, simply no one to be free or bound or enlightened, or who can know or not know anything or nothing. Like a real, surreal movie without actors or a plot or a beginning or end, yet always and never beginning and ending without ever becoming a real or unreal thing. And memory seemingly filling in the spaceless space with lines and colors and shapes morphing into other amorphous shapes. And there is no feeling of solidity, yet it is known there is no liquidity, and the imagined points of light swirl and dance and merge and separate, and hands and hearts reach out to touch the swirling magical dream show. But they are it. And there is no feeling that this is a me or not me, for there is no one in the center, there is no edge. There are no real or unreal dimensions or non-dimensions, no real or unreal movement or non-movement. Are there others? Is there a point of view? Is there an inside or outside? None can be found, nor a looker or searcher or meaning or non-meaning, nor anyone to try to capture this loveliness, this enchantment, this love that seems to sing itself with every word, with no words, as the singing of this is it. There are no steps in this dance of love, no lovers dancing in this ephemeral ballet of wonder, empty of emptiness, yet overflowing. This utter devastation of belief and belief leaves everything and not even nothing, both and neither. Utterly marvelous and superb, this void within a dream of a void. and a dream of love swirling through this dream of a dream of love. This dance of waves reaching, tides receding, and pale silvery moons fading. Did these words bloom before they wilted? Was there ever a lover or a beloved? Was there ever love before the wind blew these letters into a low, long night, bereft of moonlight and her shadow? Empty of moon songs, empty of love songs, empty of emptiness, soaring wingless through rivers of sky. Ocean of dreams plunges through its own wetness. Its own tears sing this very thought stream that paints you and your world. Drifting through a dream spell of time and space is this enchantment, this hologram, this obvious ungraspable aliveness, this magic without other, marvelous beyond measure. What magic lies in the deep, impenetrable canyons of your heart? Are there flowers you cannot see or touch or smell? Rivers rushing over rocks, cascading through rainbows, floating shadows streaming through memories of light, cascading echoes into a love song you cannot hear? A forever never distance of endless tomorrows, bleeding into a bottomless infinity of tears where no one is wandering, under the towering cliffs, along the sandy banks, overflowing with the unfathomable weightness and fullness of light. There is no confusion nor non-confusion, simply utter clarity that there are no things to know and no one to know them, that all there is this without other, without any reference points whatsoever. There are no two, no one, and no none. We are this magic, and there is only magic. We are this love. There is no one to be love. There is no love. It's all love. Your beauty slips into my heart and sings. This liquid web of thought paints the imaginary separation of thought and awareness of thought. The game of two-ness arises spontaneously, a call-and-answer love song painting love into a dream dreaming itself, kinda, sorta, a dream of a dream dreaming. All knowing is imaginary. All words paint the illusion. Illusion is illusion. All words reference other words as there is nothing underneath thought. The swirling thought dream seems to have a center, as all thought seems to reference a self, as every word seems to make a thing, and everything named means that there is that thing, and all that is not that thing, and that which is not that thing is you. Such beautiful architecture, palisades and castles to soar through, and tears cascading in clouds and rain, and deep dark ravines to fall into. Every word brushes your beauty into the dream, paints you from the inside and out, fabricates you and your unique world. Thought seems to make things, not out of thin air or emptiness. There is no source. The apparent weaving of thought into us and our world can be somehow seen to be known and felt to be imaginary. There is no one to be free or bound in this web of thought. We exist as and in only as the thought dream. The dream of enlightenment is not about you and your world disappearing. It is a knowing somehow that they never were. And the last song blooms in your beautiful lips, liquid echoes pouring through a waterfall of tears. Leaves puddle in petals of autumn. No edges nor lack of edges can be found or lost along this trail of echoes. There is no bottom or surface, nor center to this ocean of dreams. No reference points can be found or lost in endless sky, as there is no one looking and no ground to stand on. There is no other nor this, nothing to form or dissolve these sensuous liquid sounds of transparency as they glow and ripple, soaring through the music of light, submerged and subsumed by the lack of sound and silence. Love cannot know itself as it is love itself. Softly, gently, love swallows her own reflection. A story of love hovers above the horizon of ideas as it folds into itself into a book of unknowing. All lines dissolve into strings of words, weaving a story of a story, full yet empty, empty yet full. Rich, utter aliveness, love and beauty and awe and nothing and everything. We cannot know love as we are it. There is no it, there is no love. Ordinary or extraordinary, or neither and both, without other there can be no measurement, nor distinction, nor before, nor next, nor now. Obvious aliveness is ungraspable, and without imaginary separation even seamlessness cannot be recognized. All knowing is sucked out of you, and then the vessel blows away. The emptiness blows away. The blowing blows away. Reaching out to touch the light, sunlight streams through my fingers. Liquid hearts flow through their own rippling. Fluid softness spins the dream with dream songs. Gossamer filaments cannot hold the fabric of imagination, nor words hold the darkness at bay. Web of light cannot hold light. Shadows burn my reflection. There is no source to be found. Love burns infinite echoes of colors, fading. Even midnight is swallowed by the dream of emptiness, and the shimmering magic flows through the imaginary spaces between our eyes, our hearts, the stream of love swooning into its own reflection. Memory shapes the sensory world, coloring echoes and reflections into a luscious, sensuous flowing, waterfall of wetness, of biomorphic love, absorbed, immersed in fathomless depths and infinite heights of wonder. Words softly fall through the song of heaven. Love rips off the clothes of darkness that seem to obscure the light, burning love into the dream of sadness and beauty in your eyes. There are no clothes other than the costume that you are. Feathered magic blooming into petals of wonder, falling, soaring, streaming through echoes of a love song, hovering in between darkness and light, and the imaginary spaces in between us. This unassailable feeling that paints our imaginary lines and dissolves them. Is it love? Is it magic? Is it anything at all? Kissed, caressed into being by these very words that separate me from you and you from me. Waves of love softly bathe the depths of sorrow, and you plummet through the bottomless, empty breath of time. Tears are love's beautiful reflections, singing, streaming, liquid echoes falling through the heart's gentle sigh, through wastelands of sorrow and devastating joy. Memory paints our uniqueness and our sameness in each other's eyes. We emerge and dance between the beats of our hearts, imaginary wings flooding light and dark into the dream of time. We are echoes dancing in a ballet of echoes, sky falling into acres of sky. Winds of forever never reach the end of distance. Nothing is held in the embrace of infinity's fluid gaze. In the abyss of boundless being, love cannot see her reflection without our eyes. In everyone's eyes I see a universe of lost and found love, the beautiful heartbreak of existence. I see a crying out of our ultimate aloneness and the longing to touch. In the beginning, it was hard to hide the love. I still want to hug everyone I meet and tell them that they are unutterably beautiful and that I love them, but I don't. However, sometimes just a look, and it is deeply recognized that we are each other, because we are. How could we find ourselves without others? How could this not be love? How can I not love you when I am the loving of you?